10 fabled, 10 fabled, 10 fabled. We got the great one pheasant already. 10 fabled, 10 fabled, 10 fabled. We got the great one pheasant. What? You want to experience that feeling for yourself? And were you like me and thought the pheasant grind was super hard with a lot of solos and just an annoying amount of herd management? Well, watch this guide, and today I'm going to be trying to show you how you can get your own great one pheasant without doing any of that boring stuff. Now, guys, there's tons of guides out there covering the great one pheasant, but today I'm going to be just keeping it simple. For me, the pheasant was one of those great ones that it just seemed like it was going to be complicated, but I promise you it is super simple. And honestly, I had no herd management, only 2 diamonds, and spawned this guy in 590 kills. Was it lucky? Of course. But today, my goal is going to be to get you guys out there and possibly obtaining your own great one pheasant. In this video, we're going to go over where and how to find the pheasants, setup, and of course, loadout. So hope you guys enjoy. This is my first guide. So if you guys think I did a good job, leave that down in the comments below or let me know where I can improve. And appreciate. Now, guys, a map I recommend you do this grind on is Salzesian Park. Honestly, this map, even though the pheasants can feed anywhere, as you can see on the hotspot map now, it is super small compared to any other map. So you're going to be doing a lot less running around. Now, the pheasants feed on this map from 4 to 8. I highly recommend when you're finding your zones to set the time to 6:30 to 7 in the morning. Tracks do not show up until about 5:30 in the morning, so at the very latest you want to do that time. But basically what you want to do is you want to just come out and you want to look at these open areas. Now you look at this spot and you see on the hotspot map that it shows the pheasants can be anywhere in here. What I have noticed and what a lot of people have noticed is that the pheasants are usually in these clearings. They will not be in the trees. So you don't have to go running in the trees looking for feed zones. 9 times out of 10, they are going to be out here in the open. So that's really all you have to be looking for. And honestly, it's kind of pretty simple to find your zones. You just kind of follow these openings and run around, and who knows what you'll see. I've also noticed that it seems that you have at least 2 flock zones kind of per area. That could differ, and everybody's map is different. But you can see here on this island, I only had 2 flock zones. Up here, I had 3. And then in the fields, I had 4. And these will be your best spots in these fields for sure. And then I had 3 here as well, and kind of 2 more down here. But yeah, you just want to run around, look everywhere, make sure you run your map, and you want to at least find 10 flock zones. Some people have found more. I started with 10, and a flock zone, what a flock zone is basically is 2 males that are in the zone with a bunch of females. That is a flock zone. A solo zone is just where 1 single male is, or there could be just 2 males, but either way, they're just a few males versus males and females. You want to target those zones with males and females. That is your flock zone. So those are the zones you want to be setting up on. All right, guys. So once you have gone through your map and you found at least 10 flock zones, you're happy with that number, maybe even more, depending on how many you were able to find, and you're ready to start setting up. Basically, the setup with the pheasant grind is a bit different than every other grind setup. So the best way to grind the pheasants is actually to put a tent with the waterfowl blind out to where when you fast travel, you're going to run straight out of your tent into your waterfowl blind and instantly start shooting. So that's why you're going to also want to have your shotgun out when you're fast traveling in between zones. But fortunately, it used to be a lot easier. You used to be able to put the waterfowl blind like right to the door of the tent, but they did change it in one of the last updates. So it is going to be a bit harder, but I promise you it does take the pheasants a few seconds to flee, so you'll have a few seconds to get into your waterfowl blind. Also, over time, you'll notice kind of a pattern on your pheasants. So it might take a few rotations to get dialed in, but you might have to like tweak your setup, move it over a bit. If you notice the birds are like flying a certain way and you can't get a shot, you might have to move your waterfowl blind in your tent over to that area so you can get a better direct shot on them. But after you've done that, guys, you're ready. Once you're set up, you're ready to come start hunting the birds. So let's get into what we're going to be using for a loadout. All right, guys. So you have set up on your pheasants and you're ready to start grinding. This is what you need to bring with you. So first of all, you want to bring a large backpack. This is just because you're already scaring the pheasants anyways, so there's really no worries and you can travel pretty heavy. Now, the stuff I bring is a tent and the waterfowl blinds always, just because of having to tweak the setup. If the pheasant are like shifting or moving or they're flying a different way and I got to move my stuff, always bring these. And then it's also handy if case a beaver drops a tree on your stuff. Of course, you bring the binoculars. It's your own discretion here, whatever ones you want to bring. And then for guns, it's pretty simple. I bring the model 1897 16 gauge. This is from Rancho del Royo. It's the gun you get in. And I bring two, they're both 5 shots, but you know, sometimes my accuracy is very bad. So I bring both of those. And I bring the 300 Win Mag. I bring this gun just because a lot of the pheasants you're killing, if you're not doing the herd management, aren't going to be diamonds, so you don't really have to worry. And this thing is a straight shooter at like 300 yards, so you do not have to worry about missing these things. Like with the 22, after 164, you got to aim above. Not this thing. You just zero in for 300, shoot, and that bird is dropping out of the sky. Is it overkill? Absolutely, but we bring the 300 just in case. And yeah, that part is not really too important. Like, you can bring whatever shotguns you guys like. Everyone kind of has a different shotgun they like. I prefer the 16 gauge, but that could be different. And then of course you could also bring the 22 if you want to ethically kill the birds, and you know, you don't want to shoot them out in the sky with the 300, but I do anyways. So yeah, guys, that is the setup, and now I'm going to demonstrate what to do and how to kill the pheasants, and talk a little bit more why I didn't do the herd management. All right, guys. So you're all set up on your grind. You've set up, you're happy with it. You're ready to start killing pheasants. What do you do? So this is what I do. I get out my shotgun. I usually just zero it for 54. I don't use the scope on my shotgun. Again, that's just personal preference. If you prefer like the red dot or the scope, whatever, that's again, whatever is going to help you kill these birds is all you need. So I'll fast travel to the location. I'll make sure my shotgun is out. The spotting perk with a gun is very handy for this, just so you can kind of see what your birds are. But see, my pheasants here flew away. But that's why the 16 gauge is so good. You seen that bird there do the animation? I hit him from like over 70 yards away. And he's not going down anytime quick, but hopefully he starts to drop here. Yeah, guys, honestly, this is my first time coming back to pheasants since we got our grade one, so I'm a little rusty. But I promise you, it is going to be difficult at the start. Just the nature of this grind. It's a lot of shotgunning, but it gets a lot better, and you get a lot better as the grind goes on. So there he's finally starting to go down now. I told you we hit him. I know there was somebody in chat thinking I didn't hit him, but I seen the animation. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You just want to fly into your zones. Preferably, there will be two birds there, and hopefully, like this zone usually flies over the tent, so I'm able to easily get two. But you just want to fly in, get the birds, and keep moving on. And I didn't do herd management just because there is a ton of solos for pheasants. And I've been doing a lot of grinds lately of like where I walk around finding zones. So roe deer, I was doing roe deer on Quattro, herd managing. So I was walking that river a ton. and then jags, you're always walking. So I really wanted to focus on a grind that didn't involve walking around a ton. And for me, this was going to be the best way to get the grade one pheasant. It was going to make it enjoyable for me. Now, will your great one come that quick? There's obviously no guarantee in that. It's just random number generation. But obviously, getting a 26 scoring pheasant with no herd management is not an easy thing to do. And the fact that we didn't do herd management shows that it can happen. So, yeah, that's the real reason why I'm even making this guide, because I think you don't need to do herd management with the pheasant necessarily. And you guys will have to let me know your results, see how it goes. But yeah, we're running after this bird. Horrible shot, barely got him. Slow reaction time, and you PC players will definitely find a bit better of a time with these things. But as you see there, one pellet, we got him, and awesome. The only really other thing you guys got to watch for is grounding the birds. Now, if you know it's not a diamond or not a rare, it's just a level 1, 2, that does not matter. And basically what that means is you will not get the score for the pheasant if you shoot it on the ground. So you want to try to avoid that. My shotgun aim is all over the place right now. This is terrible. Well, we hit him. We hit the one. But yeah, you guys get the concept. You'll be way better of a shot than I am. You've seen both those birds fly over my head, and it still took me a while. So that just shows you, if you can really get rolling, you'll even do better than I did. I was getting about 40 kills an hour, and when I was at my best. So you guys will be able to get more than that. Now, the only other recommendations I will leave to end off this video is try to do the same pattern every time. Like, if you're going to start at a zone, make sure that's the first zone you start at every time. And that'll kind of allow an even time for your respawns to come back in, because the pheasants can be a little fluky like that. And when I do my time to 7 to 8, I main menu after every rotation. I'll main menu, come back, change the time, and start off at the first zone I started last time. And usually they're there. You'll also notice too that the birds will move around a bit. They'll jump from zones. There might be a zone you have 2 pheasants at, and then all of a sudden you have a zone with 3 pheasants and one zone with 1. They're pheasants. That's just what they do. So know that you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the map and the birds and how they act. So guys, that will end off the video. This is my first kind of guide video. I know it's probably not on par with some of the other community guides, but I just really wanted to try to help anybody out there that might have thought the pheasant was difficult, and maybe hopefully get you chasing a great one pheasant one day. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if I've earned it, and hopefully you guys get a great one pheasant. Talk to you later.